Hi guys, I'm about to start the podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Wyfe Up podcast. How is everybody doing? I'm so glad that you guys are here with me again today. I'm just blessed. I'm so happy you guys are here. So I hope that you guys are having an amazing day. My name is Deetra. I am the host of the Wyfe Up podcast. And I also have a YouTube channel if you guys are interested or visual like I am. I like to watch people as they speak. Same name, Wyfe Up on YouTube. Today's topic is I ain't mad at you. Right? That's what the title says. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm disappointed, really. Okay. And I can tell you where this is all coming from. Bear with me a second. I like to say a prayer really quickly before I get started. Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to spend time with the Wyfe Up family again, God. Just thank you for the wives that are listening, the husbands that may be listening, the future wives that are listening as well. Know that everything that I am saying, God, I only want to please you ultimately, and I want wives to be better wives and have a place where they can come to learn to do that. And I just thank you, God, for this opportunity. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Okay, guys, thank you guys for being here. And so I started out with, I'm not mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I'm disappointed. And I'm going to tell you where I got this from. I have to give credit where credit is due. I was listening to a commercial this morning. It came across my feed, and it was about mud water, right? And I listened to the whole commercial, but towards the end, he was like, we're not mad at you. We're disappointed because we have something better for you, or something like that. It's a coffee alternative type of commercial. But anyway, I thought about that. I was like, that's how I feel about wives. That's how I feel about Christian wives. I'm not mad at you. I'm disappointed in you. Like, you guys need to do better. We all need to do better as wives. But Wyfe Up podcast was born because I saw some holes in what was happening in these marriages. I'm tired of divorce. I'm sick and tired of people getting divorced. And listen, if I can help, that's what I'm here to do. And so some of y'all wives are just plain messing up. Like, your attitudes are stank. You treat your husbands like crap. You do it for the world to see. You do it for the world to see. Oh my gosh, I hit this. Sorry, guys. You got that ring on your finger and you change from Jekyll into Hyde. Or Hyde into Jekyll, one of the two, right? And when you look in the mirror, who is the monster staring back? Here are some examples of what I'm talking about, because it is all about the attitude, right? I'm disappointed because a lot of women have this attitude of, I don't have to do better. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to cater to my husband. I don't have to listen to him. I don't have to respect him. And I can do whatever I want. You in the wrong business, boo. You shouldn't have got, why would you get married if you think that that's the way that you're supposed to behave? That doesn't even make any sense, right? But some of you guys are doing it, and a lot of that is the attitude. So these are not seven, they're more than seven. These are different things that I have written down here in my handy dandy notes that I wanted to share with you guys. And I want you guys to listen to all of this, because for some of you, you're going to be like, I know I'm not on that list. I know she's not talking to me. She is not talking about me. I know that she's talking about somebody else. I'm going to listen anyway, just to see, because I know she's not talking about me. But if that's you, please listen. And if you're not sure, please listen. And if you know somebody that needs to hear this, send it to them. And if you are a husband listening, please, I want an audience of husbands. I really, 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 really do. Because I want husbands to write into me and let me know what it is that they would like for me to talk about, to address, for wives to hear that their wife is not hearing them say it, but maybe they'll listen from another woman, another wife's perspective. So please, if you know a guy that's married, he may be going through something right now, please let him know about this podcast. Please, please, please send it to him, because I want guys to listen as well. And write into me at warriorwife@gmail.com. Warrior Wife is spelled WYFE, like the show, at gmail.com. If you have any questions, any comments, any requests, anything, just let me know, okay? All right, so the first one is this attitude of, I am not his mama. Okay. I heard a question asked one day, and the question was, if your husband had holes in his underwear, would you buy him more? And a young lady answered and said, I'm not his mama. Why should I buy him underwear? Oh, that's for his mother to do. And I was mortified when I heard that. I was like, Okay. I see which way your marriage might be going. Now, in my opinion, the only reason why a woman should feel that way is if your husband specifically said, listen, don't buy my underwear. I can buy my own underwear. Or my mama buys my underwear. I don't want you buying my underwear. But if he hasn't said that, then guess what, wife? If you see that he may have a hole in his undershirt or a hole in his boxers or briefs or whatever he wears, right? And I'm not, it doesn't have to be a major hole, right? But I'm just saying, you see something is up with his underwear, you, wife, get to go to Target, Kohl's, wherever you buy, Walmart, wherever you buy his stuff at. Give him a new pack of t-shirts. Give him a new pack of underwear. What is wrong with that? Socks. He has holes in his socks. Why can't you go to the store and buy him some? Because I'm going to tell you something about most men. They probably won't. They're too busy. I know for a fact my husband is busier than ever. And he doesn't have the time to be like, oh, let me go buy myself some underwear. No, guess what? If he's running low, or if I notice that something's up with his clothes, I'm going to buy him some new ones. That's my job. So a lot of women have this, I'm not his mama mentality. And I saw the other day, I think J-Lo had a video out called I'm Not Your Mama. I had to read the lyrics for it because at first I was about to go in on her about that, but she wasn't talking about that. She was talking about, the guy, I think she was talking about the guy that used to have dreams and used to be good, but now he's watching video games and she's cleaning up behind him and he's not doing anything. That's something different. But I'm talking about your good husband, right? The one that works hard, that wants to provide for you. You mean to tell me that you can't go to the store and pick him up some new boxer briefs? You wrong for that, okay? And I'm disappointed. That's what I mean by that, okay? Now, I'm going to ask this question. I know it's a little bit, okay, hold on. Brace yourself, guys, okay? I want to know, what would you do? And this has never happened to me, ever, because my husband is very meticulous and very clean. But I would like to know, and I feel like I'm talking to somebody, because I heard somebody say something like this. But what would you do if your husband had a streak in his underwear? I have to ask this question because, I'm sorry guys if I hit the microphone, if you heard a little ting. I have to ask this question. You guys know what I mean? Like, you go to pick up his laundry and there happens to be a streak in his underwear because he might not have wiped the best way that he could. He made a mistake. Do you show him grace? Or I know some women that would straight up take them on a stick and go straight to him and be like, what is this? Why this, that, and the other, okay? Overall, he's clean and made a mistake. So what I'm saying to you is maybe you might want to get some wipes, some wet wipes for human, like not just for babies, right? There's some for us, right? Because tissue don't get the job all the time. Listen, a wet wipe, that's what we do to a baby, that they work, okay? Have some wet wipes in your bathroom. So he's not embarrassed by that, and you don't embarrass him about that. And show him some grace, because I know that the reason I'm saying that is because I heard somebody talking about this. I don't know, it must have been online somewhere, and she was talking about how she saw that in her person's underwear and she went off basically. And I know that some women really can't speak. I mean, it might not be that in your underwear, but you know what I'm saying? You got some panties, you're just like, I'm hiding these because there's some other stuff going on. So just show some grace is what I'm saying, and get some wet wipes. That's it. Keep him in the bathroom. He might be like, okay. But don't go in on him like that. That's it was a mistake, I'm sure. Now, if he's always doing that, y'all need to have a conversation. Like, y'all seriously need to have a conversation about that, because somebody didn't show him how to wipe right. I'm just saying, right? But that don't mean you get to go in. If he's a good guy, that might be a flaw, and he needs to take care of that, okay? And you can help him with that by getting him some wet wipes. All right, so anyway, number 2 is finances. Some of y'all are refusing to work with your husbands in the finance department. Not at all acknowledging that he is working hard to provide for his family. Some of y'all are just spending faster than he can make it. They get mad when he says no to some things, or say we just can't afford it, right? And some of you women, some of you wives are subtractors and dividers and not multipliers and adders, right? You know who you are. You know who you are. And if your husband listening, you know that that's probably your wife. That's why you need to have her listening on this conversation, right? Some of us wives were not raised to know how to handle finances. right? You didn't have the best examples. Mom and dad might not have been the best examples on how to, have good credit, how to save your money, how to have, how to tithe, how to save for a house, those type of things, right? So you might not know how to do that. And because of that, you're bringing in this kind of element into the house where your husband's like, I'm gonna save, and you're just like, I'm gonna spend, and it's causing clashes in your relationship. And I'm here to tell you, you need to fix that. You need to learn how to do better with your finances and work with him as a team. I know that a friend of mine, husband, posted about them doing teamwork, and he told her she could be a stay-at-home mom, but she was like, no, I want to work because I want to build together with you. And he posted about that. He was like, my wife is bomb, basically. He was like, my wife is amazing, because she's saying that 2 incomes are better than 1, and we are going to work and we're saving and we're going to do this thing together. And it really meant something to him. And so I just want to let you know that, men, when they see that you are working with them, oh my gosh, they feel like a weight is taken off of them. My husband has been always said to me, you know what, I want you to be a stay-at-home mom. And I've been a stay-at-home mom for a long time. And I've also had this guilt of, not being able to put into the pot like I want to, but he also knows I'm working on things, and these things are about to come into fruition. And my whole goal is to retire my husband, and that's coming up here soon in 2021. And I'm so excited about that. You have no idea. Okay, so another one, number 3, is in-laws. Some of y'all are jealous of the relationship that your husband has with his mama. Let's call that what it is. Some of y'all are refusing to get along with his mom or his siblings. And he loves his mom, but you refuse to, making his life miserable because he has to be the go-between between you and his mom. Don't do that. You're a Christian wife, you should not be doing that. And listen, don't get me wrong. I know there's some mom-in-laws out there that are not the best, right? And they baby their son, and their sons are mama's boys, and their son seems like they can't do anything without going to the mom, right? But he loves his mother, and you don't want to come in between that relationship. You're not competing with his mom, but you feel like you are for some reason. I'm just here to tell you, you need to pray for your mother-in-law. You need to pray for your situation, pray for your relationship between you and your mom-in-law, because he loves his mother, and don't make him choose between you and her, even though you're the wife. And yes, you trump the mom. You do. I mean, and as far as now you're one, so 2 of you are one, and you're going to go off. And, his mom has her own life. But I know that for some of y'all like, the mom is always around, and the mom is always here. Pray for that. And then maybe find her a man. Like, seriously, like, if she's single and she needs to date again, there's nothing wrong with that. I want to start a dating site called On Behalf for that reason. But anyway, some of you guys are just refusing to get along with your mother-in-law, and you're causing havoc between her son, your husband, and her, and then you, and it's just one big ball of confusion and mess. And I'm just saying, you have the possibility and the right and the opportunity to fix that. You can do that. You can fix the relationship between you and your mother-in-law and make life easier for him, because he's stuck in the middle, right? All right, so I'm gonna go a little bit deeper and still on the same subject. Some of y'all are married to husbands who have children by somebody else. So in other words, there's a baby mama in the mix, in the picture, and he's trying to keep the peace between you and her, and it's always making it hard for him, right? Because you guys are always at it, or maybe you're not meaning to go at it with her, but for some reason she's coming for you because she's jealous, or she's mad he's moved on, or she's just like, whatever. She's just not making life easy for y'all, right? And you're just like, I want to choke this chick, right? But you have to deal with her. I'm going to tell you, like I would tell anybody else, you need to pray for her. You need to pray for the relationship between the 2 of you guys. You need to pray for the relationship between them, right? Because there are kids involved. So now his kids are your stepkids, where you probably consider them your kids now, right? But there's this angst between you and the baby mama, right? You need to do better. Your husband doesn't need to be walking around with this heavy weight of trying to please you, and not necessarily trying to please her, but at least trying to keep things on one accord because there's a child involved and children involved, right? And what you want to show the children is that you can have a peaceful relationship and not, I dare say, eventually a friendship with you and this woman. It's possible. It's possible. I've seen it happen. It's possible. Just continue to pray for her and pray for the relationship that you guys have and could have. Because God can restore that. Like, God, not restore. I mean, it was probably if it was never really there, but God can like really make something out of that. Trust me, I know someone that did that and would pray and pray and pray and pray and pray for her husband's ex. And now they get along like this. And I'm telling you, it's doable. That's what you guys need to do. Take that weight off his shoulders. Stop doing that, right? Another one is he wants to eat right and work out and you refuse. Number 4. I know people that have done this. He wants to get healthier and you're like, he can eat that rabbit food, but I'm not doing that. I'm not giving up my bacon. I'm not giving up my burgers. I'm not giving up my barbecue. I'm not giving up my soda. I'm not giving up whatever, sweets. I'm not doing that. He can do that. I'm not doing that. You're not only, by you doing that, you're forcing him, right? Because you're like, I'm not going to cook him healthy meals. You're not. So he now either has to eat out or make his own meals, right? Because you're like, I'm not doing that. And he's working out by himself. You're just like, I'm not. And I know people that have done that. And can I just say, it caused a wedge. It drove a wedge between the husband and the wife because the husband was working out and that's what he wanted to do because he wanted to be healthy. And the wife was like, I'm cool. I'm not doing it. What do you think is going to happen? He's going to the gym by himself. He's talking by himself. He's not talking to the wife about working out. He's not talking to you about working out. He can't even talk to you about the latest protein shake because you're like, or, you know, get what I'm saying? Like you're losing that commonality in that area. Now, if he's cool because he goes to work out with his friends and he doesn't mind, but you'll know if he minds because he'll say things like, babe, I just want you to come work out with me. And you're like, I can't, I won't. No, that's your thing. I'm cool. He really kind of wants you to be there because it's nothing like a power couple in the gym. It's nothing like when you guys are helping each other with the weights. Now, granted, you might not be as strong as him, but you know what I'm saying? Like he'd look over at you and see you working out. Oh my gosh, I know for my husband, that's sexy. He loves that. He loves that. And when he starts going back to the gym, where do you think I'm going to be? At the gym. He's not working out at the gym by himself. Oh, why? Oh no. She is going to find the time, me is going to find the time to go work out with my husband because I want to be there with him while he's working out so we can have that bond over that. Yes. Oh, that's sexy. All right. So number 5, something is going on with your husband and you don't even know it, or you sense it and you're like, I got my own problems. Let him figure it out for himself. I've seen it. I've seen women do that. I've heard women do that. Listen, girl, your job is to help take care of that man. So if there is something going on with him, you need to figure it out. Babe, what's going on with you? Babe, are you feeling well? Hey, what's going on? Are you listening when he says that he's in pain? Or are you listening when he says he has headaches? Or are you looking at him to see if there's any extra moles or any extra scars or any extra, not scars, but you know what I'm saying? Like things on him that wasn't there before. Like, do you know him? Do you know him? How well do you know your husband? Some of y'all don't care. Some of y'all don't care and your husbands are walking around just like not cared for. Not by you anyway. All right. Number 6, unforgiveness. Some of y'all are holding on to the past and holding grudges and wondering why it seems like God's hand is not on your marriage. You have said you forgive him, but you haven't in your heart and in your actions. So you're holding on to things. I talked about that in one of my episodes. Why hold on to the past? Wife. Seriously. Excuse me. You need to let go. Let it go because it's driving a wedge, right, between you guys, or you're just causing more animosity in the household that your husband lives in because you're still living in unforgiveness, because you're still living in he did this to me, he did that to me, and, you know, talking about it with your girlfriends, bringing it up over and over and over again. There will never be closure and forgiveness if you keep doing that. When are you going to forgive him and move on and let him move on with his life? The minute he walk in the door, you just looking at him like, The minute he goes out with his friends, you're like, oh, so I guess you're going such and such. He's like, I'm just gonna go over here. Yeah, okay. You're still living in bitterness and anger. Let it go. Let it go. So you can have a good marriage. Like, seriously. So he can have a good marriage. All right. So number 7. Now, this is for someone specific. I don't know who. You have made your husband your everything and your source of happiness. That's a lot of weight on his shoulders. He needs a wife that can be content on her own. Like, seriously. And adds contentment to the household. A joy to be around. Where do you find your joy, your sense of joy? Where do you find your happiness? Jesus. Jesus should be your everything. Not your husband, not your children. Jesus. When you find contentment with Jesus, then you can float around the house and be like, I'm good. Your husband, I've seen women put so much pressure on their husband to be their everything, that when the husband does one little thing, it just unravels so many different things, because it's like, oh, you put him on a pedestal, almost idolized him. And then so he does something wrong and you don't know how to handle it. You don't know what to do. He's human. He's a man. He is human, living in a flawed world. He's a flawed individual living in a flawed world. And he needs someone that's going to be his backbone. He needs somebody that's going to help push him, like stand behind him and be that strength. Now, he has God, but he also has you. Rib. That's what you're there for, to be his helpmate, right? Okay. Number 8, not checking on your husband, right? And that kind of goes with knowing your husband, but seeing how he truly is doing mentally, physically, emotionally, not being a place of rest for him to confide in or just to talk to. Some of you guys are making it hard for him to have a place of rest. He comes home and all he hears is wah, 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 right? Some of y'all are not letting your husbands be vulnerable with you, which is number 9, not being a place of trust. Can your husband trust you? Can he confide in you? Or does he have to worry about telling his business to other people? Or do you ridicule him when he's being vulnerable with you? Or can he be vulnerable with you? There's a lot of men that feel like they can't even talk to their wives. Is that you? Because I hope not. I hope you guys are like, no, my husband knows he can talk to me. He can confide any and everything to me. Some husbands feel like they can't talk to their wives, so they talk to other people, including other women. That's one of the reasons why affairs start. It's not just physical. It's not just, oh, she bad, oh, I want to know. Well, it's not, honestly. Men sometimes feel, I can't go home to my wife. I can't talk to my wife. I can't confide in my wife. I can't trust my wife. I can't be me around her. I always got to put on this bravado. I can't be soft for not even 1 minute. I can't cry. Forget about crying in front of her. That's never going to happen, right? Some men really feel like they can't trust their wife. Can't trust you. You're the wife. You're the person he should be able to come and tell anything and everything, because it's you two against the world. Like, seriously. He should be able to come to you and tell you anything. Number 10, saying dumb stuff like, if someone wants him, they can have him, because you're too lazy, ignorant, or selfish to love him better or change your ways to the way God has called you to be a wife. Every time I hear a woman say, if somebody else wants his ass, they can take him, that just makes me go, what? Why? And not because he cheated or anything like that, it's just because you're tired of him. You need to fix that. You need to fix your behavior. You need to fix that mindset. You need to change that. That's your husband, the one that you asked for. The one that you went down the aisle with, had those vows for, and now you're ready to give him away. You're wrong for that. You're wrong. It's not just him. It's you. It's you, wife. Something happened in you. I dare say the world has happened to you. The world has gotten into you. The way of worldly thinking has gotten into you. And so you're ready to just toss him away with the trash. You can't do that. I mean, you can. You have free will. You can do whatever you want to. But I would strongly advise against that. Before you decide to toss him away and give him away to somebody else, might I just suggest that you try and fix some things within yourself before you do that. Make sure you 100% are right with God. 100% Christian wife. Or 100% right with God before you go shoving him out the door. Right? Because when you're 100% right with God, you're going to start seeing some things within yourself that you're like, ooh, I was wrong for that. Ooh, I was wrong for that way of thinking. I was wrong. You know, hindsight is always 20/20, but you have the opportunity to do that now. To do that now. Number 11, you don't respect him as a man, as the head of your household, and as your husband. You talk bad about him. You make fun of him behind his back. You curse him out to his face. You do the opposite of what he asked you to do. You bring nothing to the marriage but strife, nagging, arguments, and disrespect in his eyes. Again, you asked for a husband. Now you have a husband and you acting up. Why? Because you don't know how to be a Christian wife. Probably because you are a worldly wife and not a godly wife. Probably because you were never properly shown. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of us weren't properly shown. A lot of us have parents that didn't do it right. Parents that are divorced. Parents that basically showed us dysfunction when we were growing up. And so we grew up in like, okay, I don't know what true marriage looks like. True love. True Christian marriage and a true Christian household. I don't know what that looks like. How do I figure that out? That's easy. You look to godly couples. You look to godly counsel. You put all of your trust in the Lord and you ask him, hey, what should I do in this marriage, God? Show me please what I'm doing wrong. Please show me what I'm doing wrong because I'm not sure what to do. I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I'm doing it the way my mother did it, but that's not working out for me. It didn't work out for her, but I only know this behavior and it's not working out for me. What do I need to do? How can I change this? Because I am not seeing the fruit of a beautiful marriage. And I would love to have a beautiful marriage. You know you would. And I'm going to tell you something. Having a beautiful marriage is fun. It is so much fun. It is so much fun. As a happily married couple, they're going to tell you they can't wait to see each other. They can't wait to have fun together. They have a life partner. They hang out together. They do stuff with. I always have somebody to do stuff with. I can't wait till my husband get home from work. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Listen, I thank God that my husband wants to protect me, right? That should be, I guess, 12. Your husband wants to protect you, and some of you don't even realize it. You think he's working all these hours because he just wants to be out of the house, and really he's just wanting to protect you. He just wants to protect you and provide for you, right? And one of the ways that he will provide for you is through making sure that you have a nice, secure home, a nice, secure, a nice car, to drive so you can get to point A to point B without it breaking down on you on the side of the road. He's trying to provide a lot of things for you. He wants you protected. He wants you secured, right? I thank God that my husband wants to protect me. I love it when he holds me in his arms. He has huge arms, like huge, muscular, strong arms. He's so strong. It's so sexy. Oh my gosh. I love that he protects me here on this earth so that I can protect him right back. And I'm not as strong as him, so I can't protect him and wrap my arms. I can wrap my arms around him barely. He's just like a big guy. And I can wrap my arms around him barely, but that's not the type of protection I'm talking about. The way that I protect him is I cover him. I cover him in prayer, right? It's time for you guys to wife up. Stop playing games. You want to be a wife. You wanted to be married, and some of you guys got married, and it's like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. He's not the person that I thought he was going to be, and I dare say that you're not the wife that he thought you were going to be either. Because life is getting in the way, and you guys are letting the world dictate what you do inside of your marriage, when God already has the blueprint of how we're supposed to be inside of a marriage. What we're supposed to do, who we're supposed to be to our husbands. And you guys are not taking the time. It's not all. Some people are like, no, I've heard what she had to say. She's not talking to me. Good. I do have another list though, FYI. There will be a part 2 to this. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not on Friday, but there will be a part 2. But some of you guys know that I am talking to you. Some of you guys are doing this. Some of you guys are bringing burdens on your husbands, more weight on his shoulders. Some of you guys are doing this. I had this, my last podcast was about weight loss. It was really about weight loss for us. But there needs to be a weight loss for your husband as well, because you might be the biggest weight. Can you imagine that? He got the weight of the world on his shoulders, right? Work, his boss, his side of the family on top of that, right? And he has kids. Maybe he's thinking he's not making enough money. Maybe he thinks he should be further along than what he is. Maybe he feels like he's letting you down in some way. And then on top of that, he has you, who is not pouring into him, who is being a nag, who is taken away from the marriage and just adding more and more stress and more weight on this man. That is not our job. That is not what we're here for. And it's time for you to wife up. Like, seriously. That's what this podcast is for. You can listen to my other podcasts from before. This is number 32. I'm praising God for that. But I just want to do this because I want there to be a place for wives to come, and it's just like, hey, I need that little nudge. I need somebody to kick me in the pants. I need somebody to tell me, hey, girl, you need to start wifing up. Seriously, right? Because that's what I'm here to do. That's when you said I do, that's what you signed up for. And that's what I'm here to do, is help remind you of that. It is time to wife up, ladies. Thank you so much for listening. If you are a husband listening, thank you for listening. And if you're not married yet, I appreciate you. But anyway, pass this on to your friends. That's what I'm here for. And have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. And bye for now. Thank you guys for listening.